Bethesda didn't get worse. The people who made your favorite games left. What you're playing now is the logo. The Bethesda you loved is gone. Not ruined, but gone. They were replaced by meetings. If you've been gaming long enough, like I have, Bethesda probably used to mean something to you. Not brand loyalty something, but real something. Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, and even Fallout 4, though definitely not as good as the previous entries. I've lost some 5,000 hours in those games combined. They weren't just games. They were time sinks, personality traits, and excuses for skipping sleep, and dare I say, skipping work. Bethesda just didn't make open worlds, they made places you lived in, glitches and all. And yeah, there were bugs. There was always bugs. But somehow, it really didn't matter, because there was heart and soul. Fast forward to now, and that feeling, yeah, it's gone. Or at least buried under 12 layers of corporate decision making and a Microsoft logo. Old Bethesda trusted the player. They dropped you into a weird, messy world and basically said, good luck and figure it out. No hand holding, no monetization roadmap, no live service bullshit. The worlds felt handcrafted, even though they were broken. The jank wasn't a flaw. It was part of the charm. The games felt alive in a way that's really hard to fake. Now, now they feel, well, managed. Somewhere along the way, Bethesda stopped being a scrappy RPG studio and became a content delivery system. Big budgets, bigger expectations, and zero tolerance for risk. Bethesda went from 25 to 40 core developers during the Morrowind days to 450 to 500 devs on Starfield, making it undeniable. Bigger definitely isn't better. Now we have to deal with Microsoft. Now, before anybody starts typing in the comments below, no, this isn't all Microsoft's fault, but let's not pretend corporate ownership has ever made art more daring. Yes, the goals were shifting before the Microsoft buyout, but maybe, just maybe, perhaps it was to make the purchase more attractive. Think about it and look at the timeline, then draw your own conclusions on that one. But the underlying goal did shift from making something unforgettable to make something safe, scalable, infinitely monetized, and marketable. And that migration shows. Fallout 76 was the moment a lot of people woke up. It was for me anyway. My irritation and loathing for Fallout 76 was the reason I started this channel. I was pissed off. Instead of a rich single player RPG, we got always online nonsense, live service monetization, a launch so buggy it made previous Bethesda bugs look charming by comparison. Even Bethesda using their own store to delete your game instantly at launch to have to re-download it. That's foobar. And it felt rushed. It felt unfinished. And worst of all, it felt cynical. It was Bethesda chasing trends instead of setting them. Everyone chasing the money of Fortnite. That damage just didn't hurt Fallout. It hurt the trust in all their IPs. Then came Starfield, Bethesda's first new IP in over 25 years. On paper, it's a huge deal. In practice, Loading Screen Simulator 2023. Yes, it's massive. Well, kind of, if you enjoy playing inside a refrigerator box. And yes, it is more polished at launch, at least more polished than previous Bethesda games. And it kind of feels like a Bethesda game you've already played, but for exploration, that's fragmented. Again, you're boxed in between load screens. The innovation? Minimal, at best. Risk? Absolutely not. Instead of redefining space exploration, Starfield made it feel like fast travel with extra steps. The sense of wonder that defined classic Bethesda, gone, replaced with menus and loading screens. It was and is terrible, and the patches haven't helped. You can't patch a turd to make it smell better. Starfield is just safe, painfully safe. Bethesda used to understand something important. Player agency matters. Discovery matters. Letting things be weird matters. Now those values feel diluted, polished down until they're acceptable to the widest possible audience and a quarterly earnings call. The creativity may still be there somewhere, but it's buried under systems designed not to upset anyone. Look, Bethesda, I'm sure, still has talented developers. No question. I'm sure someone there wants to make a great game. The real issue is whether they're allowed to do it, because Bethesda is not the underdog anymore. It's a giant, and giants don't get to be weird. They get to be profitable. I always thought it was funny. Corporate overlords dictate the shit on how games are made when they don't have a clue about gaming. Bethesda will probably never be what it once was. That era is gone, and that's sad. They defined the RPG space. All we can hope for now is the occasional flashes of that old magic. Moments when the corporate noise fades and the studio remembers why we cared in the first place. Will they listen to us? Probably not. They're too busy jacking their overlords. But complaining in our wallets are literally all gamers have left. Bethesda didn't lose its soul overnight. It was sanded down, smoothed out, and optimized. And yeah, maybe that's just how the industry works now. Again, sadly. But I'll always miss the Bethesda that made worlds feel dangerous, strange, and personal, instead of safe, predictable, and monetized. If you've got thoughts, I'd like to hear them. Good, bad, or maybe even Todd Howard lied to you personally. Drop them in the comments below. I'll read all of them. This is the Axeman. Until next time, I'm out.